Can I just send a quick message to the medical industry? I don't know what hole you pull these nurses out of, but you need to shove them right back in that dark place of which they came. Because today I was thinking about when I got my tonsils taken out in 6th grade. Little cute, chubby little David was there all like, oh yay, life is good. Then all of a sudden my family's saying when I sleep I make strange noises and I stop breathing. And I'm like, what are you talking about, girl? Because apparently when I sleep I'm all like... And then they start thrashing around big words like sleep apnea and stuff. And I'm like, girl, what are you even saying to me? I'm in 6th grade. Give me pizza. That's all I understand. And I don't want to do my homework. That's something else I understand. But they're all like, oh, David, we need to take you to the doctors. So the doctors are all like, that's not how you need to strip to something of Poland. And I'm like, what are you even saying? Like, it means we need to take out your tonsils. And I'm like, oh, honey, no. Listen here, doctor. You ain't touching these tonsils. These are sacred pieces of my body. And you ain't taking them out. I already had a tooth pulled, so you ain't taking my tonsils because you can't take much more out of my mouth. Do you understand? And they're like, girl, you're so right. We're taking your adenoids, too. And I'm like, what the fluff is an adenoid? Apparently, there's some tonsils, like, up in here. So I don't know what they're talking about. I'm in 6th grade. And so they're all like, oh, we're going to take it out. I'm like, okay. So I go there expecting, you know, actually, I was like, I'm going to overpower the sleep medication. That's my goal. So I get there, enjoying myself, just partying and partying. Yeah, partying, yeah. And I get there, and this is what happens to me. Girl, listen to me. This is what happens to me. So I get there, and first we have this horribly mean nurse. Let's keep it real. You were not the most attractive looking person either. That's right. And she took my hand. That's good grammar. She took my hand, and she starts rubbing this ointment on it. This stuff looks like poo. Not to bring up poo right after the Feces Phantom video, but that's what it looked like, and it was disgusting. And so this is the look. This is the look I gave her. I was like... And then she looks at me and she's all like, oh, don't look. I mean, don't look. You're so nice. And she said some other rude things to me, which I won't even repeat because I don't remember them because I'm 6th grade. I remember she said numerous rude things. And then, they like shit me over into this. I don't even know why they were doing that. Hello, surgery's up here, not on here. Anyways, I digress. So then they ship me into this area with this doctor who's got these glasses with like these magnifiers on. It's like, hello, my child. Welcome to my laboratory. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to die. What do I do? He's like, now I want you to do me a favor, child. You see the nurse in the corner? Look at her. Yeah, that's all you need to do is look at the nurse in the corner. And I'm like, okay. And I look over and this woman's just like... And I'm like, why are you so happy? Do you not know what's about to happen to me? And then she starts bobbling her head like... And I'm like staring at her like, what is wrong with you? As my entire arm goes numb because they hooked up the knockout medication without telling me, so I was unable to overpower it because I was not ready, or I would have been able to. Anyways, so I stare at this nurse, and then all of a sudden, I'm out. Then I wake up in this dark room with this woman, another blessed, kind nurse, sitting at this counter that was like glowing, like this raised up podium, and there's all these like diseased, dying patients around me, I assume. And it's like, I feel like I'm in like some sort of like leprosy camp. And so I'm there like sitting there, and then I was like, and I start coughing, and she's like, stop coughing! And I'm like thinking, hello, you just ripped out my tonsils. So I was like, okay. And I start crying because I'm excruciating. I'm like, stop crying! And I'm like, okay. Stop coughing! And I'm like, so then I fall back to sleep because I'm still like totally knocked out. And I wake up and there's one of those like constricting on my arm, and I'm like, because I'm having like a panic attack because I'm not thinking clearly. And she's like, it's okay, honey. All of a sudden she's nice, and then I fall back to sleep, and I wake up, and it's done, and it happens like 2 or 3 more times, and I'm like, stop doing that. And then she's like, honey, this is the last time. And I'm like, okay, and I fall asleep. I wake up a few more minutes, and I was like, girl, why? Tell me why it's doing it again when you said the last time was the last time. And then more came out more like, I thought you said this was the last time. Like, I was snarky. I was not in a good mood. You just rip out part of my body and put me on strange medications. I don't even know what's coming out of this body when that happens. And so, she's like, oh, this is the last time. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna believe you now. I don't even remember getting up. I just remember being in a wheelchair next, and they were moving me around, and I'm just like, what? And then there was this kind nurse. She was so blessed and so beautiful, and she was like, do you want some water? And I'm like, yes, please, thank you. She's like, oh, it's about time. Do you want some more pain medication? Oh, please. Because I can't barely even talk. And I had to say it probably a couple times, and I was like, thank you so much for being so nice to me. Everyone else here has been so mean. Because apparently when I'm on medication, I'm extremely adorable. Unless you're lying to me and say, oh, it's the last one, honey. No, it ain't, and we both know it. In which case, I get mean. But anyways, other than that, I'm the cutest thing that ever was. So then after that, then my voice. Oh, my voice, honey, darling. So after like a week of like, which means, Mom, could I have a bowl of soup, please? And she's like, honey, I don't understand. I'm like, Mom, could I have a bowl of soup? And she's like, I'm sorry, I still don't understand. I'm like, because like this happened every day. I got so irritated. Like, Mom, could I have a bowl of soup, please? And she's like, I don't understand. You're just getting louder, but it's not helping me understand. Then I came up with this brilliant idea. Why don't I just write it out? But then I don't think I was thinking clearly, because one day I was talking to my brother, and I wanted soup, and I was like, I had a paper. He's like, can I please have a bowl of silk? I'm like, what? Soup, not silk. I don't want silk. I've been playing too much RuneScape. No, and so I was like, I don't want silk, because I was totally into RuneScape. And so then I was like, I don't want silk. And I want soup. I mean, if you got me some silk, I think I'd take it, but you know. But anyways, so then my voice, after it finally recovered, it became very monotone, and no matter what I said, or how I tried to say it, it would sound like this. It was really boring and very obnoxious. And then when I tried to use inflection, because my cousin said he would punch me if I didn't start using inflection, I simply got louder. I would be like, am I speaking with more inflection now? And no, I was not. I was just getting louder, and then I was getting softer. But I was still very monotone, and it was very obnoxious, and I wanted to slap myself in the face. Anyways, so then when that phase went over, all of a sudden my voice was like, before it was like, hi, how are you? And then it was like, hi, how are you? And I'm like, whoa, where does that come from? And that's why I have my voice that I have today. It's like super high and like, oh my gosh, like, no way. Like, I couldn't do that before, I'm just saying. And so, my Valley Girl voice, exquisitely better. Anyways, so like, that was just like what happened to me, you know? And so, and my family, my blessed, loving family was like, we're gonna all go out for pizza, but you're too young to stay home alone, David. You're only like 12 or 13, so we're gonna take you with us, even though you can't eat pizza. So I sat there, and my family, they know I have a pizza addiction, and they sit me down at a pizza parlor with pizza all around me, and they're gorging themselves, and I'm sitting there like, my mom's like, here, I'll cut you up a slice. Blessed be my mother. And she gives me like these little pieces, cut up like that big. I'm like, like it hurt. I was like, it wasn't even because it was hot, because it was cold, very cool that morning. It just hurt because it was so like rough, and it was just terrible. But yeah, so that was my loving, luscious experience, getting my tonsils taken out. I do not forgive you, family, for doing that torture to me. Anyways, and so that was my experience, and I had a wonderful time. It was luscious. And so, but if you're going to get your tonsils taken out, don't worry. No one else seems to have anywhere near as much an agonizing time as I did. I don't know why it was so horrible for me, but no one else. Just my life. So yeah, have a good day, and love you all, and God bless. That's right, I just kissed you with the lips of the mouth that has no adenoids, no tonsils, and a pulled tooth. Girl.